and say that he was an undercover police officer. He was like, don't worry, everything's going to be fine. But she was a clever young girl and she was like, why the hell would a police officer take me from my room in the middle of the night and kidnap me? She really wanted to believe him because honestly, coming to terms with the truth was too terrifying to bear. As they pulled up down a gravel road, she suddenly realized things were about to get a whole lot worse when he pulled out a knife and taunted her, "Am I scaring you, little girl?" Before she could answer, he grabbed her round the throat and started to choke her, and then everything just went black. She realized she wasn't dead when she woke being dragged along the gravel by her ankles. She then heard a car door slam and realized she'd been abandoned in a field to die. So she started to scream at the top of her lungs, but why wasn't any sound coming out? She put both of her hands to her throat and felt this warm gushing. Her hands were soaked in blood. She'd had her throat slit. All she could do was lie there and just pray to be found. Pray that somebody was going to stumble upon her. She was floating in and out of consciousness. She couldn't even make out what kind of time it was. Soon she saw light coming through the trees and she realized it was the next morning and she couldn't believe she wasn't dead yet. Frustratingly, she kept seeing cars drive past in the distance, but nobody stopped and she couldn't scream. Meanwhile, a frantic call came into police. Jennifer's mum had woken up for work, checked on Jennifer in her bedroom and found her window wide open. Police raced over and started scouring the area, begging volunteers to help look for this child. Until the entire day had almost been and gone and there was no sign of her. But some kids were playing in the field and my first instinct was like, if you're a parent and you hear that a child has gone missing, you surely wouldn't let your kids out to play in the field. But obviously it was a good job that they did because they actually stumbled upon Jennifer's body. Then Jennifer started to move. She was silently begging, trying to kind of hint, "I'm still alive, please rescue me." Just a side note, I don't know how horrifically that must have severely impacted those children. Thankfully, Jennifer was helicoptered to hospital. Doctors warned her family that she actually may not ever be able to speak again, but she defied all odds. She'd been kidnapped, had her throat cut from ear to ear, been SA'd by a paedophile, and just been left to die out on her own. That she was alive. Now, her clothes were actually found abandoned in a ditch, which was great news because police could collect those for DNA evidence. Jennifer gave police every detail she possibly could about this man. She gave a very good description of what he looked like, and she said that he told her his name was Dennis. Now, obviously he did this thinking, I'm just going to kill her anyway, so she can't actually tell this to the police. But it would take nearly 2 decades before any news. Finally, thanks to advances in DNA technology, Dennis